You know what time it is. Time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper. Hang with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. With Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop. From Mr. Cooper. From Mr. Cooper. Yeah.
Welcome to the Big Scoop with Coop. I'm your host, Coop. Big shout outs to everyone that's listening on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, wherever you're listening to. Big shout outs to you. If you want to catch the video version of this show, make sure you go to my website to catch full episodes at thebigscoopwithcoop.com. Also on YouTube at youtube.com/thebigscoopwithcoop. You can also catch a 15-minute preview of this episode right here on Instagram at Big Scoop with Coop. All right, people, enough about me. Today's guest, she has done a lot in her career. Her career is nowhere close to being over. She's played college ball. She has acted. She has hosted. She has actually been represented by the Nike brand, the Jordan brand, WNBA All-Stars. You know what? I'm not going to tell the whole story. She's going to tell it in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, Aketra Sevillian. Now, Kiki is doing big things once again. You can catch her on the newest season of BMF that's going to come out in January. Also, you've seen her on Days of Our Lives. Anybody that's a soap opera heads out there, she's on Days of Our Lives also. She plays the role of Talia Hunter. That's right. We're going to kick it with Kiki. We're going to talk about her career. We're going to talk about a little about ball. We're going to talk about Days of Our Lives. We're going to talk about BMF. We're going to talk about acting. We're going to love this show today. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kiki Sevillian. Welcome to the show.
Woo, woo. Wait, hold up. Let me see that form again. Hold up. What's that form?
Woo. Now, I'm left-handed, okay. so my form is not, yeah, I got that ugly shot, you know what I'm saying? So
I'll let it slide. Y'all left-handies, you already know how it goes.
I know. But you know what, before we even get into the show, I do have to say this, though. I was watching you on YouTube, and I see how you nice with that reverse layup.
You feel me? It was
yes.
Gotta give you your props. Face, they don't think I'm capable. You feel me?
Don't let a cute face fool you. Trust me. Yeah, you're nice with the handles. I see you.
Thank you for having me on the show. I'm very honored. I'm excited about everything. We have good energy going, so I'm excited.
How's your day going so far?
Oh, it's amazing. It's nice out here in LA. It's not 114 degrees, thank God. But I mean, it's nice, it's sunny, and I woke up this morning, so I thank God it's a beautiful day.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm in North Carolina, so right now we're getting that smooth 80-degree weather right now. Okay. The only thing that scares me about that is in a few months it's going to turn to winter. I'm a big summer, fall person, but I mean, hey, the winter's got to come anyway, so that's how it gets down here.
But y'all don't get snow.
Yeah, that's true. So
but that's the bright side of things.
Oh yeah, it is. But when it turns to ice, that's when I have a problem.
Yeah, I get it, and I ain't mad at it. I've been far away from Michigan for a long time, so I don't even know what that. I don't own snow boots anymore. I don't know what that feels like. I can't relate, Coop. I'm sorry.
I feel you. I understand. Now, Kiki, I'm gonna let you know. Before we start, I just want to let you know you've done a lot in your career already. I want to congratulate you in everything you have done. Your career is nowhere close to being over, and I really believe that you're about to hit that sweet spot. You've already hit it, but it's coming a little bit higher, and I see it coming. So, big shout out to you on that. Yes.
Thank you. I feel it. Manifest it for me. I feel
That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Now, the first segment of the show is called Have You Heard? Kiki, I'm going to bring up a topic. Let me see if you heard about this. If you have, let me hear your comments on this.
Okay.
Now, have you heard the show? Of course, you know about BMF. Is ranked,
maybe a little bit.
Just a little bit. Probably about a season 4 of a little bit. Now, it's ranked 7.4 out of 10. That is a good ranking. And a lot of people are saying that it delivered a whirlwind plot of twists on end of season 3, and people were sitting at the edge of their seat and can't wait for season 4 to come out. Have you heard about that?
I have not heard about that, but I lived in it for this last season, and I watched the show before I even got on it, which is an amazing thing. So I know what's already going on. I'm not blindsided to, what has happened in season 4. So what I can say is from season 3 to season 4, it is a crazy transition, and it's definitely keeping people on the edge of their seats. And it's a lot of things that you definitely would not have expected, for sure. So it's a nail biter.
That's true. That's so true. Ladies and gentlemen, watching worldwide, we will talk a little bit more about BMF in a minute, but if you have not, make sure you go check out that show. Not right now, because you're watching this interview. After the interview, go check out the show BMF. You're going to love it. You're definitely going to love it. Now, Kiki, let's start from the beginning. For the people that's been living under a rock that have not seen your face glorified from basketball courts all the way to the television screen, what made you first realize that you wanted to become an actress?
Well, the funny thing is, Coop, is I started off in 7th grade. I did a showcase in Chicago for fun. I wasn't even taking it serious. I had to deliver a monologue. I did Keke Palmer and Aquila and the Bee. And a lot of people gravitated towards that, a couple of agents, and they wanted to fly me out to LA. But that was the first strike that we, LA had, went through. And at that time, I was still heading, dove into basketball. I was still wanted to get a scholarship, I didn't want to give up my athletic life. That's all I knew at that point. So I was like, I did good, but I'm like, no, I want to go to UConn. I want to go to Penn State. I want to go to Stanford. I want to go to I had all these basketball dreams. So that's kind of when I got the hint of okay, I can do this. This is my thing. But after I tore both my ACLs and I had to come up with a plan B with my life in college, I was like, you know what? I'm great at talking. I love being in front of the camera. Let me revisit what I did in 7th grade. And I explored that option and came out here in LA by myself. And here we are, 7 years later.
Wow. Now, Kiki, a lot of people, they have a lot of success stories from, taking that risk or that leap of faith, jumping over, trying something new, even though people from having a little bit of money in their pocket, from sleeping in cars, to just going out there when their parents said no and they tried it anyway, and the success was there. Now, when you went to LA to try out 4 different shows, did you feel that your career was going to take off the way it did?
No, but I'm a very optimistic person. I'm very positive. So I just have that feeling. I don't know about you, but I'm very spiritual. So I just had that feeling. I'm like, I'm going to come out here and I feel good about it. And a year later, I had a little success fairy tale story with Kenya Barris. And my journey has been on a spiral ever since. So it kind of worked out for me. Thank God.
Wow. I love it. I love it. Now, what was your experience when you first met Kenya?
Well, it was funny because, obviously I watched Grownish and Blackish, but I didn't know the people behind, all those stories. And so when I walked into CBS one day, he looked regular. Not saying you're supposed to be all blinged out and I'm Kenya Barris, you know what I mean? But he was in sweats, he was chilling, he was on the phone. And I had no idea it was him. It was a regular conversation with a man who told me to call his casting office and said I'd be great for a show. And I'm like, okay, cool. But, you hear that often in LA. A lot of people that try to sell you a dream. So I'm like, okay,
yeah.
And sure enough, I went to my car, Googled that man, and I'm like, oh, he can't sell me a dream. This man is the real deal. So my first impression, it was cool. It was just a regular, he's so down to earth, so cool. Regular conversation. And I don't know what I would have expected from someone who produces amazing content and shows, but that's not what I expected. But I mean, hey, you can't judge a book by its cover.
That's so true. That's so true. Ladies and gentlemen, watching worldwide right now, I don't care where you're at. If you, like Kiki, going to CBS, you could be at a McDonald's, you could be at a pizza place. It don't matter. You never know who is standing behind you, in front of you, beside you. Somebody try to carry on a conversation with you. Don't be stuck up. Just go, hey, how you doing? Have the talk. You never know what's going to happen. That's what I'm talking about.
Always watching. Eyes are always watching. You never know when your life can change in the blink of an eye, literally.
So true. So true. Now, Kiki, did you have any mentors to help you on your way when you went from California on up? We know about Kenya, but
Yeah.
did you have any more mentors to help you out?
A funny story. My Charles King, he's another big producer in LA, and he's been an agent for a lot of big people. He's a family friend of my dad. He's a Kappa as well in Vanderbilt. They went to Vanderbilt together, and so my dad had that connect. So before I moved out to LA, I came out to LA just to have a meeting with him, talk with him, and he gave me some pointers and advice and guidance on what I should do, next steps of how I should get into the industry. And I really took that to heart, and I wasted no time. I got headshots. I started making a reel. I got into classes. I wasted no time because I wanted to show him also how serious I was. Because there's a lot of people, who are trying to like make their way into the industry. And I don't know if you know this, there's a lot of people that look like you out here. So that makes it a little harder. You think you from your little small town, you're like, oh, I got this. And then you come out to LA and everybody looks like you. Everybody's as funny as you. Everybody dresses like you. So it's like, what makes you you? You have to find your niche of like what separates you from everyone else. And I took that and I ran with it.
Wow. And you know what, Kiki? I'm gonna tell you what tripped me out though. A lot of people will they'll go to the NY, they'll go to ATL, they'll go out to Cali where you're at. And then when they tell them to, hey, take some acting classes, they have like, you just slap them in the face. Like, no, I can act. Did you see me in my school play? I can do this. Put me on now. I don't want to be no guest star. I want to be the main star in your next show. Why do people do that? Like, dude, if you got someone in front of you that's telling you the steps to get to where you need to get to, why do people are scared to take those steps? I don't get it.
I think people underestimate how much it takes, everything it takes to be an actress. You just see your favorite TV show. You're like, oh, I can do that. You do little scenes and stuff with your friends. And you're like, oh, I can do this. But there's so many layers of being an actress, mentally, physically, spiritually, everything. There's so many dynamics. And so when you really dive in and you get that first little co-star that you're like, oh, I'm too good for that. And then you get on set and you see what it takes to be a co-star to the actual leading people. It's like, wow, I see what it takes to get to their level. And there really are, I don't know if people watch, segments of like Denzel talking about things or Jamie Foxx talking about what it takes or Leonardo, that separates, the good from the greats.
Mm-hmm.
It really is like that. From what you eat to how you sleep at night to what you watch to what you read is what makes you a great actor, actress. So don't underestimate. Seriously.
That's true. And you know what? That's actually in all walks of life also, Kiki. Whatever you intake in your mind and your body is going to show back out. So if you bring in a whole bunch of negativity and you think you're going to go to a church and you're going to preach, nah, homie, I'm leaving your church. I don't even want to hear what you got to say. That's what I'm saying. And that's how it is with like acting also. If I know how you are in real life and you think you're going to carry that personality over to the television screen, if you're not playing that role of being negative, it's going to show. It doesn't matter how much you try to front over it. It's going to show.
Yeah, no, you really have to take that craft seriously. It's it's a day-to-day process. It doesn't just happen overnight to become, the character that you are auditioning for or who you're playing. And like I said, all the way from nutrition. If you're trying to look young, I don't know if you know this, like, 30, being a woman, you age a little quickly in this industry. So it's like, you have to eat well in order to like maintain being in those younger spaces for as long as you can, because it's not easy. Like I said, everyone's out here trying to eat. So.
And I've had those conversations. I had people on my show like Kalita Smith and Lisa Ray McCoy, a lot of people that's been up there. And, a lot of these people kept their youth and it's the way they take care of themselves. So you're definitely right about that. Yeah. Now, let's talk about this now. Since you brought up Kenya, you're talking about, coming to LA, you had your CBS run in and everything. Let's talk about Grownish. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that was your debut, wasn't it?
It was. That was the first show I ever not auditioned for, but I ever got on. That was my first set ever. So I was really, really nervous. And it was also because it was Kenya. So I was like, I proved obviously that I did a monologue in front of this cast and they know that I can act, and then I booked the role. But it was like my chance out. prove myself, like I'm supposed to be here. So, and it wasn't just a little co-star role, it was a guest star role. And I had a couple scenes. And, you know, obviously they have a star-studded cast, and I just wanted to show that I was meant to be there. And it was a great time, and it was a great first experience.
So how was it like for you when the cameras wasn't rolling on Grownish around the cast?
Oh, it was, well, first of all, I wasn't able, I was around Da Vinci because he was my love interest. So I was really around him only. I really wasn't around everyone else. It was like a party scene, but it was like passing through. I didn't really get much downtime with everyone else, unfortunately. But Da Vinci, that's my homeboy. Like, you know, him and BMF is like full circle moment, because, you know, BMF is like my first huge debut. Like, I've done guest stars and I've done like Days of Our Lives, but like this is like my first like prime time huge thing. So it's like full circle. I started with him, and then like here I am about to be, you know, on this huge show again with him again.
Yep. And you know what, Kiki, since you brought it up, I'm going to bring it up now because I know the soap opera fans are going to love this right now. They're probably geeking out as we speak, seeing you up here. So you did 40 plus episodes of Days of Our Lives. That is a good lifespan for, you know, that type of show. It really is. So how did it feel, and how excited were you to receive that role of Talia Hunter on Days of Our Lives?
It was amazing, because what people don't know, I auditioned for Days of Our Lives 3 times. Like, I not just auditioned, I tested with them 3 times. So it's like I was almost there, and then I didn't get it, and then I was almost there, and then I didn't get it. And then when they presented this role to me, I didn't even have to audition for it. It was they said I fit it perfectly, and which I did. I related to Talia so much. She was me, I was her, and I really embraced that role. And it was a great experience. Yeah, 40 plus. I was on there. I had a 6-month contract, and daytime is nothing like prime time. It's you know, the way that they're set compared to other sets is completely different, especially because, you know, you do it every day. But yeah, soap opera, I have nothing. It was amazing.
That's what I'm talking about. And I'm about to impress you, Kiki, because let me know if I'm right or wrong. One of those tryouts that you had for Days was actually to play the sister of Talia. Am I correct?
Yes.
That boy good.
Aketra.
Yep.
That's crazy.
That
I'm
boy
like,
is
she's
good.
perfect. She was actually perfect for that role. Once, you know, obviously we worked together, I'm like, oh yeah, she's definitely the bigger sister. I'm definitely the little sister. And it works out perfectly for the storyline.
But you know what? You played that role to a T. I've seen some of your scenes, and dude, yes, I mean, you can get emotional just like that. Then you just turn happy just like that. And I'm like, man, that's an all-around actress. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Now, did you enjoy it also being on days when the camera wasn't rolling? I know it's almost like I asked you about Grownish, but you know, you're around these people more. I've seen some behind the scenes before, but what was your experience like?
Oh my God, it was so much fun. Like I said, I see these people almost every day. And then I grew a relationship with a lot of them, like Raven, who was my girlfriend on the show. Well, my friend and my girlfriend. We actually are really good friends. We, outside of Days of Our Lives, like we're on a book club together. We hang out together. Me and Jada, we hang out. Like I'm really friends with Victoria, who she's kind of still on the show, but not on the show. But I grew very much friendships with everybody on the show, which is great because it shows on the show as well, you know, the chemistry. But it was fun. Everybody's funny. Everybody's cool. Everybody's like silly. And it's so funny how we're able to, like you said, because it's such a roller coaster ride on soap operas, we're able to turn it on and turn it off with a snap of an eye. So, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Now I'm going to ask you a question. I know a lot of soap opera heads will want to know. Will we ever see a return of Talia?
I don't know. I'm not dead. So I just went out to California to work, you know, do my doctor work. So, hey, you just never know. Especially you never know with soap operas. You never know when someone's going to come back. They can even come back from the dead. We've seen it.
That's true. A lot of ghosts came back. That's very true. Yeah. My grandma used to watch Young and the Restless. This is back in the 80s. So I'm telling my age right now. But I remember one time a person got in a car accident. I think his name was Scott. Don't kill me, soap opera heads. I might got the name wrong, but guess what? It was in the 80s. Oh well. And I remember he showed back up a season later, and I looked at my grandma and said, "Last summer I sat on this floor and see this dude die in the car. How's he back?" And my grandma answer was,
What?
She told me, "Shut up! I'm trying to watch the show." I said, "Yes, ma'am." And I just
Listen,
sat right there.
my grandmother is a big General Hospital fan, and listen, you do not come between people who love their soap operas and their characters. Okay, you can't tell them anything wrong about the character. So
Yep. I learned at an early age: shut your mouth and don't question nothing. Just watch the show.
Just watch it. Don't ask questions. Just watch it.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, Kiki, let's talk about it. BMF. You know, you did your thing up there. For the people that's that's not accustomed to the show, can you tell everybody the general concept of what BMF is, what the show is about?
Well, it's about a family in Detroit, which is funny because I'm from Michigan and I knew nothing about the story until I started watching it. But my family knows about it. But it's about a family in Detroit who go through the hiccups of two brothers who are trying to navigate through the drug business. I always say it's like we the Black El Chapos.
Yeah.
But it's like they move weight throughout the whole country, and it's just them navigating through family, life, love, the drug business, and just trying to maintain a life throughout all that hectic stuff. So
nice. So how was your experience on BMF? Because you did big things on that show, and I don't want to spoil it, but if I'm not mistaken, you end up being Big Meech's girlfriend, right?
Yeah, I am.
So how comfortable were you playing this role? Did you feel like it was like you was at home with it, or how was it for you?
Whenever I get a character, I always relate to the character, the role. So it's always easier for me to, really hone into who I am supposed to be, and I carry that onto set. So it was really easy for me to transition into being his girlfriend, but I was also the makeup artist of their first signing of a artist with their music business. So I played two different aspects of the show: a best friend who was going through trauma, and then the girlfriend of Meech. And it was really easy because obviously the people on the show made me very comfortable with everything that I had to do on set as well, and their experience. So that always makes it easier with how experienced everyone is. And also the girl that played my best friend, she was new on the show too. So we kind of navigated it together and figured out our storyline. We grew together as it unfolded, which was fun. And we played into that with us being the new characters because we were new on the show, and it kind of helps unfold the story with who we are.
Wow. Now, Kiki, come on now. You're on the Big Scoop with Coop. You got to give us a little bit of scoop now. What can we expect? Just a little bit. What can we expect out of this season with your edit?
Oh, so many words without giving away too much. What should we expect? Drama. A lot of drama. A lot of it's nothing that I'm not used to. Like you said, the roller coasters is definitely a roller coaster ride. I want to say I definitely love. I'll give it like this: a love roller coaster.
Ooh.
Love a good love roller coaster, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we got going on there. Mm-hmm.
Have this season started already?
No, it starts in January.
Ladies and gentlemen, you better set your DVRs, your streaming content. You better make sure you catch this season because, yes, you don't have to go to an amusement park. We will catch a roller coaster right there on BET. Make sure you catch this. You definitely don't want to miss it. I'm telling you. Now, also outside of acting, once again, you've been doing big things, Kiki. And I want to talk about this. Let's talk a little bit about Baller's Life. And I'm going to with this. Now, you did some freelance hosting for Baller.
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm.
And I see that it transitioned for you to like the WNBA All-Stars. You've done a lot. Did you expect this to happen in your career?
What, to transition from being a host to actress?
From hosting to also even dealing with the WNBA All-Stars, everything. How did it feel? Did you expect that to happen?
No, I didn't even want to be a host. That's the funny thing. I always, when someone tried to get me to be a host, I'm like, I can't think of questions fast enough. I don't, like, I can talk, but like, I don't know how to, like, you know what I mean? It's like, as being a host, you know how it is. You
Yes.
have to like play off of everything that they say and their answers. And so when Ball is Life reached out to me to become a host for them, I'm like, yeah, you know, sure, we can give it a run. Like, but it's nothing I took seriously at the moment. But it was like, okay, cool. And then the more that I got into it, the more that I realized I'm actually, it's easier for me because I'm just talking about basketball. And I've done that for 18 years of my life. I'm good at talking. I'm good at talking about basketball. How much harder can it be? And so the more that I got into Ball is Life and how easy it came out, that Nike reached out, then WNBA All-Star reached out, then Jordan Brand reached out, and it got easier for me as time went on. And because I'm in front of the camera, it was like it's easier for me to transition to being an actress because I'm already comfortable with being in front of the camera and, ad-libbing and, moving.
I mean, did you ever like look at yourself in the mirror and just start patting yourself on the back and said, I just did that? I mean, your whole career from from the beginning all the way up to here, everything you've done. Does it even amazes you what you have done already?
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I hate to sound like this, but it's never enough for me. I always want more. Like, I'm never satisfied, sadly. Like, yes, I can acknowledge, like, okay, I reached another milestone in my goals and, what I want to accomplish. But it's never enough for me because I want more. Like, I see myself as accomplishing more and being more, and no one can stop me. So, yeah, it was great. I love that for me. But hey, I'm hungry. I want it all. So
that's what I'm talking about. The hunger is real. That's what I'm talking about. But you know what? That resume is real also. I'm not gonna lie to you. That resume is real.
You're like back to back.
Yes. Now, Kiki, are there any other projects that you're working on right now that you want the world to know about?
No, not right now. I'm auditioning, but it's only a matter of time before hopefully another project comes along that I'm working on. But as of right now, no, I'm not working on, just waiting and working on, the BMF coming out and being excited for that. So.
Wow. But like I told you in the beginning of the show, Kiki, you're nowhere close to even hitting your prime yet. It is amazing what you have done already. So I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Ride. I want to see it. That's what I'm talking about. Now, Kiki, what's the best way for everyone to follow you on social media?
Oh, Instagram. I'm on Instagram. My first name, Aketra.Sevillian. I'm on TikTok. I think I'm kind of funny. So if y'all want to go over there and like get a couple likes. I'm on TikTok too. Same Aketra.Sevillian. And yeah, that's how you find me.
That's what I'm talking about. Make sure you go follow her on Instagram, TikTok, follow her all over. Also, if you want to see this girl get down and dance, go to YouTube. She's with her homegirl. What is the name of that dance? It's almost like a modified Kid and Play that you all did.
Oh, shoot. I don't know. I've done so many.
It was one where you all sat the phone down. It was you and it was your homegirl. And y'all was going to the beat. Y'all were just kicking each other's feet. And then when y'all turned around, y'all connected to the feet and your face lit up. Like, I can't believe I did that. And you ran. Yeah. I'm going to have to find it and send it to you to show you exactly which one it is. But I was amazed that you pulled it off. I'm a 90s dancer. So I was like, you pulled it off.
I got a lot of tricks in my cup, okay? Don't underestimate me.
I see. Now, before we go, I do want to talk about one more thing. Let's talk about your time at Penn State. Tell us, how did you actually get that chance to come in? We know what happened, a tragic injury, but your time there, how did you enjoy it?
Oh, I love Penn State. I have nothing but great things to say about Penn State. They actually helped me develop into the woman I am today. My coach, who recruited me, and throughout my whole process, she helped develop us into women. It wasn't just about basketball. She cared about us academically, and then mentally, transition us to be the women that we are today, outside of college, without basketball. So the basketball experience was great. I won a Big Ten championship. We went to the Sweet 16, so I got a little ring, you know what I mean? So, which was cool. But Penn State, big football, community, which you can't beat the whiteout games. But just in general, the whole community with academically and everything was just a great experience.
Have you had a chance to go back to visit Penn State since you left?
No, but I actually want to go to homecoming this year. Me and a couple of my friends were thinking about going back, and we have a huge, like, African American community that still keep in contact, and I think we're all gonna go back and shut it down one time.
Hi, that's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to Penn State homecoming, say what's up to Kiki. Do not bombard Kiki, but tell her you saw on the show.
Yeah.
Say what's up to her. Give her props on what she's doing. Now, Kiki, I hope you're ready. This is the last segment of the show. It is called Take the Floor. You have up to 2 minutes to say whatever you want. No questions asked. Kiki Sevillian, take the show. Take the floor. Take it.
Wow. 2 minutes. I have 2 minutes. What am I going to say? One thing I want to say is, because I'm so deeply rooted in my spirituality, everyone just stay. I know there are rough times right now, but just stay prayed up. It's not, it could be dark times, but it's the light at the end of the tunnel. It's gonna see this thing through, and just continue to stay positive. Be a light in someone's life. You never know what someone's going through. So continue, like you said, you never know when someone's watching, and you never know when someone needs a little bit of extra love. So be a light in someone's eyes. Wake up and choose. Make a choice to do that to at least one person a day. But at the end of the day, also, if you're trying to be an actress or an actor, don't give up. This is a hard industry to break through. And just when you think you may not be doing enough, you are. Keep going into classes. Keep trying to, perfect your craft with, watching older movies and brushing up on directors and producers and making connections, network, get new headshots, do a better reel. You can never do enough. And just continue to, keep pushing and keep asking questions and keep studying and keep perfecting it is that you want to do. And just never give up, never give up. You never know when your life is going to change at the blink of an eye, because it can and it will. So stay optimistic and stay positive.
I love it. I love it. Kiki, I want to thank you for coming on the show once again. Ladies and gentlemen worldwide, make sure you go follow her on Instagram, follow her on TikTok, look her up on YouTube, check out some of her old Penn State joints that she got going on. Check out BMF in January. Make sure you check that out. Kiki, I want to thank you once again for coming on the show, and I would love to have you back on in the future.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. We had a great time.
Of course. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Big Scoop with Coop, my next guest is... I don't announce my next guest. You better follow me on social media to keep up with the latest and greatest. New episodes coming out soon. Until the next time on the Big Scoop with Coop. Peace.